AFTV, James, we got over the line literally in the end. 2-0 to the Arsenal. Could have been different if Carroll put that chance away right near the end. But you think we deserve that?
Yeah, I think on the balance of play, when you think of how close we were to being knocked out and Leno's heroics, it's easy to think that you didn't deserve it. But I think on the balance of play, we did. I don't think Newcastle really came to have a go. They pressed us, they chased, like they worked hard, and you knew a Steve Bruce side were always going to do that. But I do think on the balance of play, we deserved it. But we made it really hard work for ourselves. And a lot of the players that stepped in, you know, that was their opportunity to show that, yeah, the youngsters are looking good, but look what I can still do. I don't think a lot of them delivered on that front.
Yeah, I mean, did any of those players, any of them, because it weren't just senior players, guys like Reece Nelson came in, Willock as well. Did any of those players put forward a case to Mikel Arteta to start them against Crystal Palace next week, Thursday?
Yeah, not to start, but I don't think it was a disaster for everyone. I want to talk about Pepe, actually. I've seen very mixed opinions on him. A lot of people thought he was useless today. I thought he was good. And you know, I'm a bit of a Pepe critic. I thought he was good. I thought he was not just being sort of shoved out to the touchline, but he was coming inside. He was winning fouls. He was beating his man. His shots weren't great, but he was getting some away. He looked dangerous. I thought Aubameyang was much worse than him because he got on the score sheet. And obviously he's got credit in the bank. It will probably go a bit more unnoticed.
And I think the thing is, James, about it, right, as well, is that Pepe actually put in a couple of, you know, on another day he could have had a couple of assists. I mean, the one that he put in for Willock, where Willock somehow managed to, I saw him holding his eye afterwards, like he hit his eye instead of just heading that he should have, that was a brilliant delivery that Willock should have put away. And then you're talking about what a fantastic assist by Pepe.
Yeah, I completely agree. And what I liked about that was he came inside. That was right to the left side of the field. It came to him from Tierney, and he showed a bit of invention, opened his body up and whipped a lovely ball in. And you're right. And then things could look different. I thought Willian, on the same topic, I'll be honest. I'll say the one good thing about Willian. I don't think he was as bad in the first half as people were making out. I think because of his reputation, how he's been since he's been at the club and his form, I think people were very quick to notice every mistake he made. I don't think his first half was that bad. He was getting into good pockets, getting the ball in good areas, trying to drive forward, but ultimately he was ineffective. But by the second half, till when he came off, he was absolutely useless again. And back to the Willian that was frustrating everyone. So maybe I missed a trick. Maybe he was struggling. But I do feel that a lot of the players, the ones that came in, David Luiz did okay. I thought actually that's all right. I thought Luiz did really well, and I thought Cedric did okay. So yeah, I thought a few players did come in and step up to it. I thought, yeah,
Cedric.
Yeah, I thought he did all right. You know,
no,
fair enough.
Listen, I thought. Listen, he weren't terrible.
Yeah,
but then he weren't. You know, when I compared what he was doing on the right wing in comparison to what was going on the left wing with Tierney, it was night and day. Night and day. I never once saw him up front, you know, like there taking on players, beating and getting a ball in. I never saw that once from him.
Yeah, I do agree. But to be honest, I never expect that of Cedric. You know, he wasn't a guy who was known for his bags of pace or skill. Or Tierney's actually got a bit of skill. He can shimmy, he can knock it and go. He's got pace. I think Cedric was known as a pretty good crosser from deep, but also just a safe.
None of that, though.
Well, that's a good point. You're right. We saw a few nice balls over the top, though, to Pepe or Aubameyang and things like that. And I actually think he's a safe pair of feet. If you give him the ball, I think you know he's going to look after it and give it back. So I never expect anything more spectacular than that from Cedric, but I thought he did okay.
But again, it's those youngsters again. Emile Smith-Rowe with a big goal. Saka in the build-up for it as well. Even Lacazette got involved in that build-up as well. Got his head on it as well. It's those young, dynamic players again, isn't it? Showing up the senior players.
Yeah, they're so mature in the way they play. They don't look their age, and I mean that in a complimentary way. They don't look 19, and they don't look like they're young or that they're phased by the idea of coming on, trying to win a game, a cup tie for Arsenal. They look like they absolutely relish it. I love Smith-Rowe. I love the way he plays. So mature, always plays the right pass. If the pass isn't on, he'll just swivel and check and come back and start it again. It was never a red card. It was an absolutely disgraceful scream from the and you know what? I got a lot of stick for saying after the Alioski, you know, when Alioski went down from the Pepe headbutt, I got a lot of stick for saying that we need to start clamping down on the way players react to these situations. Because if it is a red and you're trying to exaggerate it, that's one thing. But Longstaff wasn't hurt. There was nothing in that. It was a bit of a whatever. Besides the point. Really glad VAR did its bit. So credit to VAR for that. And then the goal superb. And Lacazette did what Lacazette has been doing, and we know he can do, which is put his body there, get a touch on it, just be an absolute handful, nuisance with a bit of skill and with a bit of awareness. And Smith Rowe's in, lovely touch and lovely goal. And he's taking the ball when he gets the ball in those areas, like we saw for his assist against West Brom. He's got a really, really nice touch. There's no panic. He's not, you know, we see a lot of players in front of goal panic and their touch runs away from them. They can't quite get the shot where they want.
Well, in the first half, I thought, you know, there was a chance it fell to Reece Nelson.
Yeah.
It was put on the plate for him. Panicked.
Great example.
The chance that fell to the header of Willock. Panicked. You know what I mean? No composure in either of those chances, or we could have been looking at a completely different game.
Yeah, no, spot on. They're two really good examples that completely left my head. You're right. I mean, especially that Nelson one, touch and shoot, really. And I think you expect. I know he's rusty. He wasn't meant to play. Probably wasn't expecting to come back in. Obviously, we hope Martinelli's okay. So yeah, that maybe you can sort of make those excuses for Nelson. But you can make those excuses for Smith Rowe. Came on, probably didn't think he was going to come on. A really tough game. 0-0. That's a big pressure moment, and he took it superbly. It wasn't like a fluked finish. You saw he hit that really, really well in off the post. Yeah, he was superb today.
Superb, and through to the next round. We want to win this, don't we?
Yeah, it's our cup. It is. What did Yardy call it? The 4 Arsenal Cup. Yeah, I mean, when the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup come around, you hear a lot of, oh, it's not the Premier League, it's not the Champions League, it's not a European trophy. You hear all these things. There's a very limited amount of trophies you can win in football. Really, there are very, very few. In our case, 4 at best, really, and we're never going to win the league. So you got to enjoy these moments, and you got to want to win them. You got to want to progress. I was really annoyed. You remember in my fan cam with you after the City defeat, the 4-1, because I couldn't believe that we put out what looked like a sacrifice team. You know, we'll just get rid of this. We're not too bothered about this one. Let's protect our players for the next Chelsea game. I was really disappointed with that. So I was happy to see a strong team today. I thought Runnison would play. I would have played him. We debated that, but he went with Leno, and I'm very glad he did. You were right on that one, Robbie. You were right on that one. I'll give you that. But then I said I didn't want to risk Martinelli, so apparently it's the warm-up I should worry about as well. But yeah, delighted to be through. 4th round, don't care who we get. I just want a home tie. I always think you want home ties, these kind of things. And yeah, onwards and upwards. We love the FA Cup. I mean, go back a few years, FA Cup weekend was boring. You know, where's the league? I want to be playing Premier League football. I want to be climbing that table. I want to see these big matches. But I'm loving the FA Cup now because we always have joy in it. So yeah, more of the same, please.
This video is supported by Profit Accumulator. Profit Accumulator helps you to earn extra money by doing something called match betting. Match betting isn't gambling. And when you do it properly, and I mean properly, you can't lose. Now you always see these promotions by bookmakers like Ladbrokes, William Hill's, Corals, offering a £50 bonus to customers. So you sign up and you might place a £50 bet on a coin toss landing on heads and a £50 bet on the same coin toss landing on tails. Now, whichever way it lands, it don't matter because you won't win or lose any money because you've covered all of the outcomes. However, you get the £50 bonus, so you're still £50 up. Now, lots of people try to do match betting on their own, but it's very time consuming and not always easy if you don't know what you're doing. That's where Profit Accumulator come in. Even if you don't know anything about sports, they walk you through everything step by step, showing you how to accumulate money into your bank account. So get involved right now. Click the link in the description and sign up to Profit Accumulator right now.